This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
Well, there's a lot happening over at the Essendon Football Club, and they were in the headlines for the wrong reasons yet again. Andrew Thorburn started the job as the CEO, and he lasted a day before news came out, once people did a bit of a look around, that he belongs to a church. In fact, he is the chairman of a church that in 2013 had stuff to say about, they're very homophobic in what they said, and certainly about abortion, which they did not agree with. That's 2013. It's still, it's not 100 years ago. Not 100 years ago.
Opinions have changed.
Yeah, he said, I don't believe in those things. He goes, I don't support those beliefs. But you're the head of the church that does support those beliefs.
You're the chairman of the board. Yeah.
So I mean, these people.
And there's plenty of churches to choose from.
These people that are part of organisations that then suddenly say, well, yes, but they believe that, but I distance myself from it. Well, if you distance yourself from it, you don't have to be part of it.
Yes,
that's how you
there are other churches that you could go to
yourself from it.
Surely.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things that take place in workplaces, though, that not necessarily everyone agree. I'm not saying it's a workplace in that source, but he is the chairman, so he can easily go, okay, I'm going to step down from being the chairman of this place because these beliefs in some areas don't align to what I want to do. And by the way, I want to be the CEO of the Essendon Football Club. That does not align with what anyone's trying to do in modern society.
Can I just say, and I do understand how some people that are, have strong religious beliefs will turn around and go, well, we feel like this is prejudice against us. But yet, the thing that we are living in a day of is inclusion. We want everyone to be included. And when you ask for your opinion to be valued to exclude somebody or make them feel less than, or make yourself feel bigger by standing on them, that's the part which is hard to swallow.
And we're talking about an organisation that we know will have people who are homosexual.
Yes.
Where there are women's teams now that, where the right to abortion is something that women hold dearly, that if the CEO of your business where you work has these beliefs.
But you're saying, no, he doesn't have these beliefs. He said categorically he does not have these beliefs.
He belongs to an organisation that has publicly espoused these beliefs. And doesn't just belong to that organisation. He's not a member of the congregation. He's the chairman of the board.
No, I agree with that part. But you can't say that he.
No, we haven't.
Okay, he's the chairman of the board of an organisation that espouses those beliefs. Are you happy with that?
Can I throw?
And that's not supporting the people that work for you.
Can I throw this at you? Last year, or might have been the year before, there was a Muslim girl playing in the AFLW. She sat out at the Pride round.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't a big hoo-ha about it.
She's not the chairman. She's not the CEO.
No, but he's saying... But she's
not the CEO of an organisation.
Religious beliefs at the time got respected by other people. They did.
Yep.
Nothing was said then.
Can you see the difference between her being a player and that guy being the CEO of the organisation, which is a power hierarchy where there's all these people underneath him?
He's saying
I get what you're saying, Sean. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I get exactly what Nat's saying. And it is a hard one, and that's what we're facing these days. Because this Muslim girl that did sit out because of her beliefs, straight away, I mean, where I go is, well, wait there, what about your teammates? Do you not support them publicly? Because they would never sit out on a Muslim round. I'm pretty sure. True, true. So we are living in what people say a woke society right now. But I just want to get back to inclusion. And it's a hard one because what we're saying with inclusion is sort of in direct violation of these religious people's beliefs. But yet when your belief is, like I said, holding somebody down or repressing them, and you want to have the freedom to do that, gay people aren't doing that to you. Women that are choosing
aren't forcing you to have an abortion.
Aren't forcing you to have an abortion, but you're choosing what they should, how they should live, and what's right and wrong for them. It doesn't really go the other way.
And I think the difference between those two, and you're right. There's no. I mean, it's a grey area for sure. But the difference is organisational. So the organisation, he's heading up that. He's the CEO of an organisation. She's one person in the cog of the machine. Is the difference? Like there's a power structure that
I don't know. I know what you're saying now, but I don't agree. I don't agree with that point of view. I certainly agree with what you're saying there, Nathan. And the one thing, as being a person who was born into a faith, which is Catholics, is for me, I don't get how in modern a religion that anyone could not be inclusive. Because if you think about the person above, whoever that may be, he's supposed to love, or she's supposed to love everyone, and so
Yes.
therefore you are inclusive
Yes.
to
Well,
anything.
Lady
And
Gaga
yet
says
that is
that God
not what
made no
happens.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, then again, we all do make a mistake here and there. But like, I have to say, across the board though, majority of religions aren't like this.
No, that's right.
So it's the ones that we
It's the
read about like
fundamental
this.
ones on the fringes,
A majority
that's
of
right.
religions are very inclusive. They're very loving. And I'm all power to them and their beliefs.
Yes,
So-
well, at its core, the Christian faith, at least, which is the one that I know the most about, is about love and forgiveness and acceptance. But this church and many others aren't preaching that.
No, I want to know how hardcore, though, they're into it, Nat. Because in 2013 we're bringing up this stuff, and again, it's not 100. It's not.
That was because there was a public statement made at the time.
So
that doesn't mean that they don't
stand
espouse those
hardcore
beliefs.
behind that as a group, or
Well,
have they moved on? Have they seen any kind of light? Have
they're
they
not
tried
renowned
to?
as a progressive Christian church.
No, once
and I
again, but
suppose-
I'd like
Yeah.
to hear from them. To be
Yeah.
otherwise, we're pegging
But-
them on this
but-
We'll
moment.
send you along.
But
20
can I just say,
Yes,
like,
mate.
after this story broke,
Yeah.
wouldn't they, if they dispelled
Yes.
those beliefs, have come forward and said, no, that's not what we
Yes.
believe in anymore? I know that he has.
That's a really
but
good-
wouldn't they,
yeah.
as an
Yes.
organisation, come through and go, oh,
And
no,
they
no,
have
no,
not
no,
done
you
that.
got it wrong. We've
Yes.
moved on from that. They haven't.
So Nath, on this, when a lot of people are going back to this is the belief, I was born into these churches, and this is
Yeah.
maybe not what I see as the thing, but I'm still associated and I still believe in the majority of what happens. Where do you see? Can you still function
you know what?
in general society?
Can I just say, if
in a
you-
position?
Yes.
like that?
You can, but this is the thing. If you're
Yes.
if you're born into something that's turned rotten, then
Yes.
leave.
Yeah, that's right.
If it goes
And if
against
you-
your beliefs, I know that it's really hard for you, and that might be your life and stuff like that. But we live in a world now where you got to actually see how what you do and what you
Yes,
stand for and who
impacts
you're
other
involved
people.
with affects other people.
Yeah, and this guy wasn't born into it. He's the chairman of the board. Like, he's chosen to be in a position of power in that organisation. And you go, well, that's not somebody who's just been dragged along. That's somebody who has embraced it and is deep in it.
Yep, he
Yeah.
was the head of the NAB Bank for a long
Yep,
time.
yep.
So he's got some runs on the board in terms of having
Oh, as
high
being a
powered jobs
CEO,
along the way.
yeah.
But turns out it's not right for Essendon Football Club, and they've made that decision.
Can I just say that's the most I've ever felt like we were the girls from The View.
Who was Whoopi? Who was Whoopi?
I think I was Whoopi. Was I
you might
Whoopi? I don't
You
know.
whoopied all over the
I don't
place,
know.
David.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
Let's head over to the F1s now, and Daniel Ricciardo's been linked to joining Mercedes as a reserve driver. So he'll just sit in the
Wait in
pits,
the wings.
just wait till someone
Has
has an
a crash
injury and
and-
crashes really hard into a barrier, and hope that he gets a drive.
What's the pay like?
God, it'd be in the millions just to be a reserve
man,
driver.
come on, imagine doing this job for the sort of same
Yeah.
amount of money just sitting in
I'm,
the wings.
I'm sure he's got
Fine.
plenty in the bank as well.
Plenty
So,
in the bank. At this point in time, for him to be knocked back and not have a permanent drive next year, it's a blow to the ego.
Oh, for
but
sure.
certainly hasn't been able to get the job done. So that's where it lands. Hopefully, you can turn things around. As Harry, who presses the buttons with us this morning,
Best
best
friends.
mate. So we'll be able to get a link to Daniel at some stage and have a conversation about that. The trade period continues today. There has been a lot of movement already. Our mate Griff, last time we spoke, I questioned whether he would actually make it to North Melbourne, whether he
Yeah.
could.
Sean's
You,
tips.
you said, no, he's stay. He's going to stay.
Originally, I did.
Docker.
100%. I
Yeah,
did say.
classic
Anyway,
call.
he's already signed. He's off.
Yeah, he's gone. He's
He'll be
gone.
joined with Darcy Tucker. They're out the door. Blake Acres from Fremantle. He's out the door too.
I
So
thought
all
Blake
the
Acres, I thought the Dockers rated him, but there's a lot of chatter that they didn't, and that's why he went.
It's not that they don't rate him. They put a price on his position,
Yeah, right.
and they will not go over that.
Okay.
Which I feel it's really hard because he had such a great year now.
Yeah, didn't he
was
have a
fantastic.
pretty good back
They
end of
go-
the year as well?
He had great. So
Yeah.
you do that position over there.
Yeah.
You're in that role. It doesn't pay more than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
bad luck.
Yeah, but even if you're the greatest one of all time to play it, we're not going to pay any more.
Pretty much.
It's pretty exciting for us though, because it's like our show gets back onto Tinder or Bumble right
Yes,
now, because
'cause-
we get to start scrolling
Yeah, we've got to
left
find a
or
new
right
docker.
for new dockers.
Yes.
So it's like, well, what do we want?
Well, we spoke to Andrew Brayshaw.
I loved
when
Andrew
when
Brayshaw.
he
Yeah, he was
played, so
lovely.
he was really great.
Yes. Who else do you think could fit with us?
I think Caleb Sarong, Nathan, you wouldn't know much about him, but he's fantastic. as
Everyone
well.
loves a sarong on a holiday.
it's true.
Yeah, they do. They do. Alex Pearce has been the standing skipper, and we do like the tall guys in this.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have the governor. We've had Griff
mate, I'd be happy to
times.
get pierced off.
And Alex he's a big unit.
He's a massive
I think he's got
unit.
Harry covered actually for
Oh,
some.
okay. No, I don't know about
And long
Circus.
flowing hair.
How much is it taller than Harry?
Oh,
he
God, I
would
reckon
be.
he's just got Harry. He's got his 200.
I'll just Google him.
Okay, as long as
and he's got long
Look,
hair.
it's we'll have to get him in and have a look because you don't want anyone too circusy.
That's true. We did have Aaron that time.
I know, that was insane. Because you just start looking at every part of Aaron and just questioning all of it.
197. What are you, Harry?
About 199.
I reckon I've
See,
got
because
it.
Harry
more
is
hair, though.
I'm a
circusy.
circus freak.
Harry's
God,
circusy.
Harry, I'd be
Yeah.
surprised if you got it.
Yeah. I mean, every time Joe Ashton Circus comes in, they just cold call Harry.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You busy? You busy? Has your mum got a beard? Come in.
I believe they're in Coburn at the moment.
The inflatable clowns are back.
And Will Anderson did mention before the fact that Tom Brady and Giselle are headed for
Yeah.
the divorce. And so Tom's worth 250, she's worth 400
Yeah, it's fine.
Mill. Yeah.
more. So they're currently living in a 5-bedroom mansion. So does that mean she gets 3 of the
Yes, I
bedrooms
would think
and
so.
he gets 2? That works out
That
pretty
seems
good.
fair.
Yeah. It'd be so funny if he goes for her money. Anyway. All right. We wish them
Thanks,
well.
Sean.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.